PlayStation's plan to chase the live service cash cow has been nothing but an abject failure, and it looks like the ship hopefully might be correcting course. The question is now, is it too late? Let's get into all that up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. Now, today's subject matter is one I've been pretty vocal on in the past, and that's live service games and how risky this venture always is. I've talked about practically anyone and everyone when it comes to this subject matter, and more often than not, I can only recall most ventures ending up with the game being canceled, falling flat upon release, and in the absolute worst case, the studio closes down. Now, I gotta admit, I have also toyed with the idea of making this here video for quite some time, mainly because, like I just said, it's a topic I damn near beat to death last year. But here comes Sony with their brand new twist on it. I want to first start here by saying I think PlayStation is a very special company within gaming. And some of my earliest memories in gaming are coming from titles like Jak and Daxter and even Sly Cooper. But that nostalgia wears thin when a company at the helm of those IPs consistently makes these mistakes. Outside of a few solid multiplayer ventures like the recent Helldivers 2, PlayStation flat out fails in this department. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, I think they're more well suited for amazing high quality single player games. And that right there is where the start of my gripes when it comes to PlayStation and their live service push, that's where it all begins. Now, a few years ago, it was revealed they'll be funneling some of their budget into the live service game all in hopes of getting that mythical cash cow. Might I add, this resulted in them taking away resources from their first-party studios. So just kind of keep that in mind whenever you go to type a comment. At some point in time, there were rumors making the rounds that the studios involved in all this had indifferent feelings about this and even pushed back a little bit. I mean, not to bring this game up, that game came and went, but we all know Concord, we were there when it dropped, and we were there just 11 days later when it went away. Last year alone, we covered multiple stories in these live service games. Mainly, they were announced, then canceled, and the cycle continued more recently. This is where we found out via Bloomberg that Bluepoint and Bend Studios were working on 2 live service games, which, after more in-depth reviews, like The Last of Us Factions went through, the games were ultimately canceled. Now, I want to add this part in real quick, way after the point. There's a new report making the rounds this morning that apparently one of the studios involved found out their game was canceled when we found out. That's a problem, but at the same time, Jez Corden also came out recently and said that report was kind of muddled. They knew about it, so I just want to put that there. But those 2 studios mentioned were renowned single-player studios, who turned out gold more often than not when it came to their games released. Now, this is the part of the video where I really can't hold back my frustrations, so I apologize if this turns into one big yap session. Now, Bluepoint, sweet Bluepoint, was allegedly working on a live service God of War video game. Yep, I had to adjust my eyes there too. I legit could not even begin to think what PlayStation was thinking when they greenlit this idea. I mean, what in the world is that? And honestly, how'd that even work? And out of the list, the things us God of War fans were asking for, I really don't think a live service money grab God of War game was the thing at the top of our list. It just makes me think at this point PlayStation is just clueless because Bluepoint themselves were working with PlayStation for years now. They know what they're good at, and they kind of crafted this reputation to be the remake game studio. And whenever Bluepoint was acquired in the first place, I thought a great prospect for them was to hopefully revive older IPs, which again is a great prospect. But out of all games to make into a live service game, that was the one they came up with? I mean, honestly, am I going crazy? Someone make it make sense. I mean, I'm gonna tone it down now because thinking about a different perspective here, this could all mean that they're waking up and realizing the error of their ways, which, more often than not, this is the side I want to err on. Positive vibes all around. But, at the end of the day, it shouldn't have come down to this. And even just applying that line of thinking to this current generation for PlayStation, I don't think I'm wrong in saying the churn out for first-party games has been very slow for them. And it looks like a long trek to their next big game. And this is all in part for those poor choices they made to chase live service games. And PlayStation fans are the one that have to pay for it. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this one off to you guys. What do you think about this story? Does it make sense? I mean, to me, it doesn't. I don't know if I'm going crazy. Let me know in the comments down below. But that about does it here. I've been K-Lo. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video. And this has been the Level Up.